All right, so we're in week 7 of doing what nobody has ever done before. We're gonna turn one of these $100 into $1 million. Everything is gonna be documented here on my YouTube, Instagram, Telegram, Discord. So not only you guys can learn from my mistakes, but also follow the journey along. We started 6 weeks ago where I took my first attempt at it, but I blew the account. Then I gave it another shot at it where then I turned the 100 to about 155, the 155 to about 1,000, 1,000 to 6,000, 6,000 to 19,000 roughly. Then we did 19,000 to 48,000, and then we did the 48,000 to $78,000. And now this week where I'm gonna try and turn in these $46,000 to $80,000. So let's let the series begin. Let's get started. All right, so we are ready for today. It is Sunday. We got the toilet paper ready. Shit's about to go down this week because the account right now is at $46,000. Yo, it's crazy how we've taken this from $100 to where it is now. And it's obviously been, what, like almost 2 months now. So this week, shit's getting serious. That's why we got the toilet paper. So let me show you guys what I got for this week. All right, so it is currently Sunday as of right now, and this is my prediction for the week. We have GBP CAD, which you guys saw in last week's video, how we caught a buy here, gave us the majority of these profits, caught this buy here, which made back the losses on this wick out that we had right here, which is actually crazy. We got wicked out by a pip. We took another buy here, we took a buy here, buy here. We've absolutely been murdering GBP CAD. If you guys haven't seen what I've been doing here, just go look at the series of the 100 to the mill. So then what I'm expecting for this week to happen right now on GBP CAD, it's more of a lower time frame thing. I'm expecting for price to do 3 steps before taking the trade. I call it 3-step before entering. So I need price to come into here, drop down into this area. Once it drops down into this area, I then need to break this structure level, and then I need to come back and then retest. So this is 1, 2, and then 3. This is where then I will be entering my trade if I get my confirmation signal with my strategy. And if you notice, if that happens, I'm literally taking the same trade as I did here, and the same trade that I did here, the same trade that I did here. It's the same thing, right? Prices at the same zone. I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing because clearly it's working. As of right now, I love how it's looking, but I have to wait for my shift of structure and confirmation. That's GBP CAD for my #1 player for the week. Secondly is AUD USD. So we might have a trade that comes in London session tonight. As you can tell, we have the weekly time frame bearish. We are retesting this area of interest right here. Daily time frame is bearish, and we have retested and rejected this area of interest right here. Beautiful daily bearish engulfing doji candlestick, and then the 4-hour has shifted bearish, where now we are retesting the neckline of this zone right here. So in order for me to enter this trade, I'm going to wait for a strong bearish confirmation candlestick, which is going to be a bearish candlestick like this. If we get a nice solid bearish candlestick breaking under the structure at the right time session, then I will be looking for my stop loss will be up right around here, and my first take profit will be right around down here because I need a minimum of a 1 to 2 risk to reward. We got to at least be able to break under this zone right here in order for me to be entering this trade to the downside. So something to keep in mind, because this might be ready tonight in London session. So we might start off the week fast. Next is GBP USD. We absolutely called this last week insanely. Like if you look over here to my free Telegram, you guys can see here how I actually predicted this beautifully. I sent this on August 31st. I literally said, look at it. We got 80,000 members in the free Telegram watching it. I said break and then retest. I updated then as soon as it broke on the next session. And then on September 1st, which was the next day, you see how it played out perfectly. And now we're here. So I'm going to be calling it again. We already called this perfectly. We already called this. So now I'm going to be waiting for, well, we called it, but I didn't get to enter it. So now we're going to wait up for a pullback into here to then take the trade short. I'm going to be waiting for my bearish engulfing candlestick confirmation in order for me to enter this trade to the downside. Next, we have Euro USD, which is the same exact thing. We got to pull back into this area in order for us to then look for a sell, which is very similar as GBP USD. And that is pretty much it. All these other pairs will kind of be ready like later on throughout the week. So make sure you guys stay tuned to this video. We're on week 7. We're about to be 2 months into this challenge, and there's a lot of markets with a lot of good opportunity. And if we do it right, we can probably even surpass our goal this week of 80K. So stay tuned. And if I don't see you later in London, I'll see you guys in New York in the morning. All right, what is up guys? Good morning. So it is 9:30 in the morning the next day. So let me show you guys how the market is. Obviously, Bitcoin is exactly the same. I'm almost taking a trade, but I'm kind of being a little bit more reserved due to the fact that it is a bank holiday today. So look, check it out. So our count is still the same, 46. Then we got 46 over here. So let me show you guys the markets, right? So GBP CAD, yesterday I was anticipating how I wanted price to then come down into this level, to then reject and then have the shift to structure, right? We wanted the 3-point thing to happen. We wanted price to do the 1, 2, and then 3 to then head to the upside. Price did not do that. It just decided to head straight to the upside. It is what it is. We missed it, but it was a perfect market entry right here, and it's exactly what I explained, how it's the same thing that we did here, same thing that we did here, and same thing that we did here, because it's the same exact zone, and we're still bullish on all time frames. So it is what it is. Next we have AUD/USD, which is exactly what I explained yesterday. I just threw this out here yesterday. So yesterday I was expecting for price to come into here and then reject, and that is exactly what we are doing as of right now. But if you notice, last night I drew out this line right here, literally last night, and I explained the only way I will enter this trade is if it comes here, it breaks and retests the zone. So we are actually creating a beautiful left head and then a right shoulder at this area of interest. But we do have to keep in mind today is a bank holiday, but I don't really pay attention to all this stuff that much. I really don't care. I'm just gonna keep waiting for the same exact thing, something like this that looks very clean in order for us to take this trade to the downside. I do like the inverted head and shoulders, but I don't like the fact that it is just too fast in my opinion. But even if we do enter at this break and retest right here, there's still plenty of downside potential and still plenty of upside profits that we can make. So AUD/USD remains exactly the same, and it looks like it's loading up. GBP/USD, we have made it to the area of interest, and then we have had our first rejection from this area. And I like this because it's kind of creating almost like a double top, and then on the 15-minute it's creating a left head and then a right shoulder, but very similar like AUD/USD. In order for me to enter this trade, I had to wait for the actual retest of this zone and the retest of the actual neckline of the area of interest. So we've already kind of done step one, which is make it to this zone right here. So we've already made it to that zone. Now we gotta wait for the market to kind of, do its thing. Next and last is Euro/USD, which we are waiting for price to come into this area as well. We haven't quite made it there, so we're simply just, waiting for that. And let me actually just skim through these other markets. And none of these are ready yet. All right, perfect. So everything remains the same as last night. The only one that kind of took off was GBP CAD. But it is what it is. We'll probably get another entry on it very soon. So it is currently right now, show you guys, 9:46 in the morning. So I'll be updating you guys in the next hour or two, depending on what the market does. So check it. So market update, so it is currently 10:30 at night. So we ended up catching the AUD/USD trade exactly as I explained. I could have taken it earlier this morning, but I'd rather play it safe. So I just recently took it, I think about an hour ago. So let me show you guys. This is where the account is currently sitting right now. So it's 10:30 at night. As you can see, this is where we are on the trade right now. I went very, very low risk on the trade. I could have gone probably like 30-35% risk, but I went anywhere from like 23 to 24% risk because we can scale in positions on this trade. So let me show you. So as you guys can tell, earlier this week actually, I was explaining the only way I would sell is if we break under this level right here. So at the beginning of the week, we were anticipating the pullback into this area right here, which we had it perfectly to exactly where I wanted to. We had beautiful rejection candlesticks, and I was explaining this morning how I was ready to enter it at the retest of the neckline of the head and shoulders. And then if you notice, we got a beautiful retest right here, but if you look at the time zone, that is not in the time zone where we like to take trades. So then I just simply waited for them this break of structure right here, which it broke this neckline of the head and shoulders. I was actually a little bit scared. I thought this was going to have a deeper pullback into here and I was going to go into drawdown, but obviously price ended up playing very nicely. We're currently up right now, decent amount of profit, not much in the account percentage wise, but if we hit up our take profit all the way down here, we should probably gain like another 20-30% on the account. And then if we end up pulling back tonight there in London, I will then add a position here and then continue to sell to the downside. So this is this trade right here we predicted perfectly. GBP CAD, we never pulled back. It is what it is. It just continued taking off to the upside. GBP USD is having the rejection now, so we might add some entries in GBP USD once it does the same exact thing that AUD USD just did, and that is break and retest under this structure level right here. This is going to be a double top formation, but if you notice, this broke under that structure level, and that's why we entered. This right here has to break under that structure level in order for us to sell. And then Euro USD simply never made it all the way back up to our area of interest right here. So we simply can't take a trade. So that's where we are right now in the challenge, looking pretty solid. As you guys can tell, 10:30 at night, and we're currently floating about $11,000 in profit. I'm gonna probably stay up because I'm actually really tired. I've been staying up in London every single day, probably for like the past, month and a half. So I might stay up until London. I might just close it out and then I just call it a trade there. You know, we pretty low risk trade, and there's still plenty of time throughout the week for me to hit my goal of 80K this week. So let's see if I stay up there in London, if I hold it, or if I close, I will update you guys.
Alright, what is up guys? Good morning. I have to do this trade update fast because this thing is fluctuating and I gotta close because we're at our take profit right now. So let me show you guys. This trade is floating in profit, $32,000. We were just up $38,000, which gave us $85,000 of profit. This is how the trade is right now. I'm just hurrying up. I'm literally losing out on profits right now just to show you guys the trade breakdown. So you know, I'm putting you guys first before so trade what I ended up doing last night, I just kept forgetting about the whole night. It is currently 8:43 in the morning. And that is exactly where the account is. As of right now, we did not get the pullback that I was anticipating last night. To retest this area right here, we just kept dipping to the downside, but we might get the pullback right now, so I have to close it. Alright guys, I'm literally just waiting for it to hit 80,000 so I can close it. Because I have to close 80,000 because that is my goal for the week. Oh, we are almost there. Obviously, that was a little crazy, intro right there. I had to act fast on the guys when the market was moving like this. New York session is about to open. I just have to be fast, and I always put you guys first so you guys can see the transparency and the legitimate part about it. I could have totally just pulled back and I could have lost my profits just because I was showing you guys and I did it close. For my own well-being, I'm doing this for you guys. So, yeah, so that's it. One trade for the week, and we have hit our goal, and we went low risk. Wow. That's it, boys. We're done for the week. So, I mean, now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to be more conservative, right? I don't have to take a trade anymore for the week in order for this challenge to be completed for the week. But keep in mind, there's some very, very solid trades that I've missed. Let me actually show you. So, I obviously missed. So this is AUD CAD that we just caught, but then I missed GBP USD. Remember how I was anticipating yesterday GBP USD to come into this area around here and then sell? Well, if you guys noticed, that has happened, but I simply missed it because I was just sleeping last night during London. And it's okay because we ended up catching AUD USD, you know, can't catch them all. Euro USD pulled back and never hit our area of interest, so we were never able to take the trade. And then GBP CAD, like I have been saying, it kind of has to come back and create that wick. So now it's doing that.
Market update. So it is currently 9 o'clock at night, and then kind of crazy. We didn't have to close the trade in a rush this morning. We could have still been holding the trade. I would have been making more money. That is the power of set and forget. It is that simple. But it's okay, we hit our profit target, and I learned this lesson, not get greedy, and just, you know, if that was my goal for the trade, my goal for the week, close it there. So I've been debating all day whether I keep on trading for the week or if I completely stop. Because if I stop right now, this YouTube series or this YouTube video for week 7 is gonna be super short. It's gonna be like 5 minutes. And we have a whole week ahead of us of still plenty of market opportunities. So I was talking to the guys in the Discord, I was talking to the traders on Instagram, and then it's just like, if the trade's there, the trade's there, and if it's not, it's not. But if I do take it low risk, right? And I'm like, you know what? Okay, I can deal with that, because realistically, if the opportunity is there, I gotta take it. And if it's not there, obviously I don't take it. But I can't kind of miss out on those good opportunities, even though I did hit my target for the week. But then this is where just like the mentality of the trader comes in. But it's like, well, then if you break your rules of wanting to get more for the week, then you're getting greedy because I'm supposed to stop this week at 80K and the next week is my goal to be 160 because I double up then. But then it comes back to the mentality where I'm like, well, what if you just make it up to like 100, then it's easier for next week. And this is where traders drive themselves crazy. You're just putting all these different types of scenarios in your head. And that's kind of what's been going through me, you know, like, yes, even though I've, you know, turned 100 to 80K right now, but I do face challenges, right? I'm still human at the end of the day. So the conclusion I came to, it's like, my goal is to not trade for the rest of the week, but I'm going to keep watching the market, meaning I need to keep being in sync with the market. And if I see a triple A plus trade setup, I would take it at a 10 to 15% risk. And I'm personally okay with that. So let me show you guys how it looks. As of right now, the account is currently at 81,000, exactly the same. You guys can see it is 9 o'clock Miami time. So this is the trade from earlier today. Earlier today, we closed the trade right around on top of this area here, and the market has continued to dip. So we closed it right around this area, and it has just kept heading to the downside. My analysis for it is that I do believe that this has plenty of potential to come back and then retest this area here to then keep heading to the downside. I do believe the 4-hour has room to do that, even though it didn't. I do believe it can do that. So I'm going to put my next alarm at this point right here, so it notifies me at round psychological level 64,000. That's kind of crazy. I didn't even try to do that. I just threw the alarm and landed round psychological. It's kind of crazy, but whatever. Next we got is GBP CAD, which it has wicked into the area that we've been anticipating for the beginning of the week. If you see, creating the wick. So we have done that. We have done the beautiful daily rejection candlestick. And I'm telling you right now, we're going to do this again. We've done it once. We've done it twice. We almost did it 3 times. We did it 4, 5, and 6 times at this same exact zone. So now we got our 7th potential entry coming in now. You know what to say about lucky 7. So what I'm going to be waiting for in order to enter this trade is going to be extremely simple. I just need a retest of this area right here in order for price to come into it, and then we will get our entry signal to head to the upside. So I'm going to be waiting for the pullback of this area of interest right here. So we're no longer going to be creating the wick, we're going to be creating higher low, in this area to then head to the upside. This is where I'll be interested in my longs, and we're going to do it again, and again. So then next we have GBP USD, which we predicted this perfectly at the beginning of the week, the break, the retest, but we just, didn't manage to enter this trade. I do believe that this next daily candlestick is going to now come back and wick into this zone right here. So let me just delete these unnecessary zones. I do believe this is going to pull back and wick into here before heading to the downside. So if I were to put an area of interest, it kind of looks something like this, a very clean box of where price can then pull back. And if you notice, if I drag this box to the left, it's used as resistance, support, and now it can potentially be used as resistance. So I'm going to be waiting for this trade, even though it's kind of already doing it. It's already having the retest. I kind of need to do it. I need for it to do it again. I need to do it on this daily wick. So we're going to be potentially waiting for this to come back and then retest here. And yeah, Euro USD never made it to the area of interest, but the direction of the market was overall correct. So we're going to be waiting for GBP CAD to wick in to buy, and then we're going to be waiting for this to then pull back right now. So it's Tuesday. We still got plenty of time left in the week. Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday night. It's Tuesday night. So Tuesday night, but it'll be Wednesday. We'll check in tomorrow. All right, so trade update. So it is currently 9:30 in the morning, and the trade that I explained yesterday on GBP CAD has happened technically to perfection. We just entered the trade not so long ago. Let me show you guys. So you guys can see we're literally in the trade right now. We're right around break even. I went very, very low risk on this trade because I didn't have to take the trade. Like, I already hit my take profit for the goal. I'm kind of doing this more for the series, so like it's not a 5-minute video. And honestly, it's a good trading opportunity, and I don't need to risk the 33% that I'm usually going to risk. So I risked, I think it was like 4 or 5% on the trade. So let me explain. Let me show you guys. So the trade right now is literally right our entry. Yesterday we were expecting for price to have a pullback into this level in order to come back and retest this area of interest to then head to the upside. So we've had a huge reaction from that point right there, and now we are currently having a pullback right back into our entry level. I have a pretty big stop loss. If you notice, it's kind of learning from my mistakes over here, how I've gotten wicked out on all these zones over here, and then I kind of put it way under this zone right here. So as of right now, we're entering a little bit of drawdown. No big deal. I do think it might fill that wick. If this body does close under this structure point, I might just close the trade as a whole. But this is how we're currently looking on the account. On GBP CAD, AUD USD is kind of looking like what I explained yesterday. Well, no, actually pretty much what I explained yesterday. Price is going to pull back into this area right here, and then we're going to have our sell if we come and reject off this area, which that is what we are currently doing. I personally would love, in order for us to enter this trade, for this trade to do a very simple break and retest of this area of interest. If you see we have resistance, we have support, I then need price to then have something like this in order for me to enter this trade to the downside. GBP USD has pulled back to the area of interest as well. Started having a reaction, not really paying attention to, honestly. My main focus is on GBP CAD, and it is on AUD USD. So currently right now it is, I'll show you guys, 9:25 in the morning, Wednesday. Let's just wait for the swipe to unlock thing to leave. Well, you guys can see it right there, Wednesday, 9:25 in the morning. So update you guys how we're looking on the account. If I lose this trade, I think it's a couple $1,000, it's not that much. Currently down 200 bones. All right, guys, so trade update. We got stopped out on the trade. We're on the phone right now because the camera has no battery, but literally look at this crazy candle that we just got absolutely murdered. Like, this is crazy. It is what it is. Good thing I went low risk. I might be done trading for the week, and it's kind of annoying because missed out on the trade that I have been calling on GBP USD. I've been missing out on these sells since 0.1 up here, since 0.2 right here, and now 0.3 again. We caught this break and retest perfectly earlier this week, as well with AUD USD. We caught this sell earlier this week, but now we've had the retest to the area of interest, and now it's selling off pretty much exactly as I explained. And yeah, it is what it is. Now we're having the break of this candlestick, and it's currently right now, as you can see, it is 10:42 in the morning, so about an hour since the last time we updated. So I'm going to be waiting for a little retest of this area to then maybe add a trade short. I honestly just might be done for the week. Just going to keep just doing my thing, you know. I'm going to keep being very selective. So yeah, trade update. This is what happened. It is what it is. It's part of the process. Can't avoid this kind of stuff happening. Like, I'm very glad I went low risk, which is a good thing. That's very intelligent of me. And now I just analyze, learn from my mistakes, and I move on. Simple. All right, so market update. It is currently Wednesday night, about to be midnight. So let me show you guys the trade that we took earlier this morning, how it murdered the stop loss completely. And on top of that, how the trades that I predicted didn't end up taking it. So let me show you. This is the account where we currently are right now. So we're down about 3K almost from where we originally were earlier this morning. Good thing I went low risk on the trade, but let me show you guys what went down, right? So obviously we have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buys at this same exact zone right here. This is where we've made the majority of the profit on this account. That's taken us to about 78K. So now when price comes back into here, I just expect it to do the same thing how it did 6 times. So that shows you right there, the 7th time, the lucky number from the casino. That's bullshit. It's a trap. Shows you right here, because it's the 7 times it comes back and it doesn't reject. So we've completely broken through the zone, and now we've made it now to this next area of interest here, which if you see over here, we've caught in a buy here as well. But I don't like the fact of how the daily candlestick has closed very aggressively to the downside. So I'm going to stay away from this market for now. AUD USD, which is the market that we caught earlier this week, which basically gave us the profit for the week. We have retested to the area of interest perfectly as we wanted to. I do like how it's looking on the lower time frames. I do love how it basically broke and retested the zone as I was anticipating. I'm gonna wait to see if now this comes back and creates a lower high on the lower time frames, like the 15-minute, and if it comes in and it rejects around this zone, maybe even back up into here to around 63,800, I will then be waiting for an entry signal like this, a bearish engulfing confirmation, to then take this trade to the downside, which is going to be very, very key, because I can probably just go low risk again and then make back the little profits that have been lost, so I can stay at the 80K for the week. But this trade, I do believe it has some downside potential, because I do like how the daily has closed. And then on top of that, we have GBP USD, which this is just absolutely insane. Like this, we've been calling it since the high point right here. If you guys look here in the free Telegram, literally sent it on September 4th. You guys can see how it was at that point right there. that is that point right there. Beautiful sells to the downside. Exactly what I explained. We then anticipated a pullback here, happened exactly how I explained. Then we had another drop. And then if we go down on the 1 hour, the zone that I had marked off broke. Everything happened perfectly. We just didn't manage to take it. My analysis now is pretty much done. I do believe this might then pull back into this area to then go to the downside, but I'm just not like 100% sure about it. So I'm just gonna stay away from this market and strictly just put my energy on AUD USD if it does what I'm looking for. GBP CAD, it's been fun, but for now I want to stay away until we don't at least make it above this zone. And then pretty much Euro USD didn't make it back all the way to the area of interest that we expected, but it did have the push. And then every other market just simply not interested. So right now, only going to be waiting for AUD USD to have a pullback to around this zone around here. So I'm going to put my alarm so it notifies me. So then I be interested in entering the shorts around this area. And then that's pretty much it because GBP CAD is gone. So AUD USD is going to be the only one. So we'll update you guys tomorrow in the morning if I don't end up taking the trade tonight there in London, which it might present itself. So current market update, it is currently 11:45 Wednesday. Let's see what happens. All right, so trade update. So we're currently right now, we're in Key Biscayne. Came to the beach. It is Thursday, 3 o'clock. So we pulled up before traffic, got a little bit here late because we took a nap. Market's not doing anything, so I'm like, yo, let's go to the beach with the boys, just catch a vibe. So we're gonna go there now. Got Jordan driving the roads. We're in this McLaren. By the way, best gas station snack, mini Chips Ahoy. The only thing, don't get chips, bullshit. Get Chips Ahoy. All right, so market update, let me check my phone. I got you. All right, but no, on a serious note, what time is it? I don't know. Actually, what time is it? Let me see the Rolex. This is the Rolex we get to the boys, so it's 6:30 in the afternoon. So where's the market? I don't know. I don't care. We're in this session right now where there is no volume in the market. So there's no need to be glued in front of the computer. This is where you can take away from the charts because the markets are going to go nowhere in this session. This is why I like to go back into the markets around 9, 10, 10:30 at night, pre-London session. So we're going to catch a vibe right now, chill on the beach, and then we'll check back in pre-London session. Let's go. How does that song go? I got the horses in the bag or in the back. How does it? I got the horses. Whoever is gonna edit this has to edit it good. All right, so market update. So right now, camera is down. Got no battery, got no SIM card. It's a long story. Maybe I will one day say it in a podcast. Exactly what happened. But as of right now, just woke up about an hour or two ago. You know, pretty much took the rest of the week off. The account right now is currently sitting at $78,000. So I haven't taken another trade since the loss on Wednesday. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just one trade this week, hit our profit for the week, and that's it. So I'm gonna be updating you guys on what the charts did pretty much next week because it doesn't look that good on this camera. Like it looks super blurry and I don't want it to be confusing. So make sure to tune in on week 8 because now we're gonna be turning these 80K into 160,000. As soon as you start hitting the 6-figure mark, shit starts getting serious. But other than that, got a new chair. It's actually so uncomfortable. This is Shaquille O'Neal. Show the Shaquille O'Neal in the back. So this is Shaquille O'Neal's chair. I thought because, you know, he's a big guy, comfy guy, but yeah, like I'm too small for this chair. My feet barely hit the floor. So we gotta get another one. $500 chair. So let's have a recap of how this week went. This is a perfect example of how less is more in trading. You guys saw how we only took 2 trades this week. Technically, all we just needed is 1 trade. So we started off the week with AUD CAD where we entered the sells at the area of interest where I anticipated at the beginning of the week. I explained to you guys how I was looking to then hold the trade to my take profit area where I strongly believe that London session was then going to take it to that zone. I obviously woke up and we were in much more profit than anticipated to because I never set the actual take profit numbers on my phone because that would defeat the whole purpose of set and forget. Like our goal is to cut our losses short, but let our gains run. You never want to cut your wins short because that defeats the whole purpose of the risk to reward ratio. Like if you're very confident on the trend of the market, you're gonna obviously make more money, so you just set and forget. Then after that, we took a small loss on GBP CAD just because I wanted to do the same exact approach as we've done in 5 to 6 trades, which is buying at the same exact area of interest. So it is a perfect example of how less is more. And that one trade alone doubled our account where we hit our goal for 80K of the week. Obviously the little loss on GBP CAD wasn't a big deal, but this shows you how the risk management that I teach with the set and forget strategy is so precise and key. And it wasn't only me that caught these trades, not only the thousands of traders that are inside Swing Trading Lab that use my set and forget strategy, but everybody else as well in my Instagram, Telegram, and Discord. If you want to know more about the set and forget strategy, just click the link in the description below. I have a video that explains absolutely everything. We have students that come in and in the first 3 months, they're generating anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a week using my set and forget strategy. So just click the link in the description below. I have a video that explains exactly what set and forget is. You can see other testimonials and many success stories where I want you to be the next one, because the set and forget strategy is only getting started where it is changing lives of traders every single day. So I appreciate you guys watching the video all the way to the end. I will see you next week. We're going to be trying to take these 80K to 160,000. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.